Okay, I want you to get your eyes inside the deck and give me a 360 level standard turn just by looking at the instruments. I said a standard aviation turn. You're turning a little faster than 3 degrees per second. Much better. Hold this. You've got another 200 degrees to turn. You've gone high. Correct for the climb, please. That was not bad. We'll train for this in every flight from now on. This is one of the must-have skills in instrument flying. Keep the plane safe on instruments alone. Another important instrument syllabus topic is constant speed versus constant rate for climbs and descents. To make things interesting, I want you to climb at 500 feet per minute to 4,000 feet. That is a constant rate climb. Descending at a certain vertical speed makes top-of-descent calculations predictable, while climbing at a constant speed makes flying safe, as you'll always have a safe speed during the high lift demand of the climb. It's not that easy to maintain a certain vertical speed. As the atmosphere is alive, so is your vertical velocity indicator. Any change in air density or pressure makes the VVI have to catch up to that momentary change. In larger aircraft, the use of an air data computer that gets its data from multiple sensors dampens these small changes to provide a more stable vertical rate. Good. Level off and let's prepare for a constant speed descent. Give me a 130 miles per hour constant speed descent, down to 3,000 feet. It's usually okay to level off to intercept a slower speed, but never a good idea to climb. Besides the annoying landing gear alarm, this is quite the stable descent. Level it off and retrim. Nice! Now we're going to try a few dangerous attitude recoveries, or attitude upsets. Get me a soda from the back seat.
What the? What happened to the throttle?
Recover from this attitude upset. Good. So from a nose-down attitude you recover by shaving power off, leveling the wings and recover the attitude. When over the horizon, apply climb power.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Now get me a sandwich from the back seat, please. I promise I won't do anything else.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Recover this now. Nose-up upsets are recovered by applying power, leveling the wings and recovering the attitude. When below the horizon, take power off for the descent.
Oh, I thought we were at 3,000 feet. 4,000 is the target?
Yeah. Now, I want you to do some math. I want you to fly on a 90-degree track given our current conditions. I'll also fail the turn coordinator and consider the HSI heading as inoperative.
So, we have an IAS of 145 miles per hour. We apply 2% per 1,000 feet to get TAS. That's 154 miles per hour. The winds are 041 at 14 knots. 14 knots means 16 miles per hour. Wind correction angle is thus about 5 degrees. Because we have a left wind, we'll steer to the left. So our heading will be 85 degrees for a 90-degree track. I'm looking at the magnetic compass as the HSI is failed.
Nice. We're going to end this flight by doing a holding training. Here's the situation. We were instructed to hold at Kingston SNV3S. They want an inbound course of 220 degrees, right-hand turn and a 1-minute straight leg. What's your plan?
I'll first head directly to the VOR. I tune nav1 and I'll turn the CDI until I get the direct to. That'll be my direct track. I'll use the autopilot to hold that course. Hope you don't mind. As we're coming from the south, I'll do a teardrop entry into the holding. That means as I'll fly over the VOR, I'll turn 30 degrees to the left of the inbound reciprocal of 040. That means I'll head off to 010 after the overfly. I've switched nav1 to show DME.
Sounds like a good plan. Let's put it in action.
DME. I'll switch the autopilot to the heading mode as the radials become ambiguous at very close ranges. I can also change the CDI to the required inbound so that I can visualize the holding pattern better. This also helps with catching the right inbound radial after the outbound leg. Okay, 0.5 DME. I'll start turning for the teardrop, 10 degrees heading. I'll make a note of the time when the turn is over, and I'll keep the teardrop segment for about the same time I want my straight legs to be, 1 minute. Turning for the outbound course now. I could be heading directly into the inbound, but I want to stretch the outbound a little. Okay, I'm now turning to intercept the inbound radial. Staying on this heading for the needle to move.
overshot a bit, but it's okay. There you go. You've entered the holding and now starts your first complete circuit. Enough of this flight. Let's go home.